Hell no, shit. You know what it is, and you know what it does. Shit, your motherfucker's one and only motherfucking Detroit Fire is in the house. See, I'm in a different truck now. Shit, I didn't sign down with a different company because I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I don't play around with that bullshit, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. It took me a while to straighten out things with my life, and nobody gonna fuck that shit up for me. You know what I mean? Because I have fucked up a lot of shit in my life, and I'm trying to straighten things out. It's a bunch of bullshit that people, they like to play game, run game on you and shit. And I ain't down with that shit. People think you're stupid and go, oh okay, fuck them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? See, I done signed on with a different company. This company is out of my home state, out of Romulus, Michigan, and I'm sitting in a brand new 2025 Kenworth T680. I got it later on, whatever. I'll show you the outside, man. It's big green. This is a big ass green truck. It's big green. I call it Grave Digger. A Grave Digger from Monster Jam, whatever the fuck. These mirrors are kind of tiny, and I've driven one of these Kenworths before, and I remember now why I don't like them that much is because, like, if you look out the truck, the body of the truck, there's a big old hump, right? And it's supposed to be for aerodynamics, but when I'm backing, my window is down and my head's out the window. Now that hump kind of gets in my way to see where my trailer is, So what I have to do is I have to bury my left foot in the corner, also known as the dead pedal. That's actually, if you don't know, that's where your foot goes. Your left foot goes in the dead pedal. That's to give you stability. That's why it's kind of shaped like the way it is. But so when you're driving, you can press against that. It gives you stability. So I have to bury my left foot in there in that corner and raise my ass up off the seat and shit and stick my head out the fucking window. It's kind of awkward, It's an awkward position to get over that fucking hump that's on the body of these, on the side on these Kenworths. You can't really see it, but it's, it's dark outside right now anyway. But anybody that knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about, these Kenworths. The Volvos don't have that hump. When I drove Volvo, and the Freightliner does, but it's very small. But yeah, man, brand new fucking truck, 2025, fucking big old green fucking truck. But this time we're doing dry van. We don't gotta do reefer. We ain't gotta worry about no fucking reefer. But this is the fucking. They got all kinds of fucking high tech shit in here now. But I've been, I kind of know about this stuff. I've driven one of these trucks before. It was a couple years older than this one, but this one only has 68,000 miles. Pretty much like a brand new truck. And it's got a Cummins X15 engine in it. So with automatic transmission, of course. I had a choice between this one and the manual transmission Kenworth, but they didn't realize that I actually already gave it out to somebody already. So I was like, oh, okay, well, because I couldn't find the truck on the yard. But yeah, I left that company. This very small company. Is the owner operator. He had 2 drivers, and I was driving for him for a little bit. It was okay. I drove for him for about 3.5 weeks, and I got tired of his fucking bullshit. And what was the kicker was that he has somebody that goes in there and fucking edit your fucking logs and shit while you're sleeping. And I wake up and my shit's logged out, and I log back in and my time's been reset. And just to tell me to move, that it's okay. They say, oh, it's just like paper logs, man. Don't worry about that. If DOT stops you, they ain't gonna know. And like I said before, I'm not falling for that shit, man. It pissed me the fuck off about that. And plus, that's actually was the nail in the coffin why I couldn't stand that shit. Super ego likes to do that shit. All these motherfuckers, these Albanian motherfuckers, Russian motherfuckers, they like to do that shit and think, and put it on you. You know, it's not their ass in this fucking seat. And if you go along with it and agree with it, then they're like, ooh, we got ourselves a stupid motherfucker. So that was the nail in the coffin. But what led up to it was that when someone broke the seal on my trailer, you see, on refrigerated loads, they're very important to have that seal. It's like you get a package in the mail, like an Amazon package, and you're really happy. It's that brand new fucking PS5, right? And you get it, and the fucking seal's broken on the box. You think you're gonna want it? You know, you want to reject it, right? So that's what happened. The seal was broken. Plus, it's food product. You know, and somebody could have tampered with it. But when I parked at that Quick Trip in Milwaukee, after I parked, I noticed that there was a white Chevrolet Tahoe. I was looking at it in my mirror behind me, and I was like, oh, I was looking at it. I was like, where the fuck they come from? But you know, they just parked. They probably went to work or something, and I didn't see nobody. I didn't see fucking nobody. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna go back here and, you know, take a nap real quick before I have to drive over there to deliver. So I get there and they're like, oh, your seal, there's no seal on it. So that either that motherfucker at that Quick Trip broke my seal to see what was in there, and realized some fucking Sprite. I mean, what are you gonna do with some? How you gonna steal some Sprite? You know what I'm saying? You steal it, but you have to steal a whole bunch to get any kind of value out of it, right? So that's what happened with that shit. You know, you ain't gonna sit there and pull out fucking pallets of fucking Sprite. You know what I mean? On the side of the road, you want to grab something quick that's valuable. So, you know, I get over to Coca-Cola. You know, it's from Coca-Cola to a Coca-Cola. You know, shipper and receiver, right? They don't play that shit, man. There's cameras everywhere, shipper and receiver. And they called me, my company calls me and says, hey, man, I don't know. I'm sorry to hear about that. I know you have, and I had a picture, 100%, 1000%. I had a picture I took after I put the seal on. And they didn't tell me at the shipper that they were supposed to do it. They just handed it to me, and I put it on. And then I go to the guard, and he's like, where's your seal at? I said, I put it on already. You want to take a look? So they took a look, you know. They looked at it, okay. And verified it, you know. But they said, next time, for your information, you know, next time, don't put the seal on. And normally they tell you that shit. It's don't put the seal on, take it to the guard. Or, you know, now every time I'm going to ask, number one is going to be, do I put the seal on? And number two, when they go to receiver, do I break the seal or do you break the seal? And every time I stop, I'm going to get out before I take off and check my seal. I mean, I've been driving for, you know, on and off for about 10 years almost. And then never, ever someone touched that fucking seal. So, you know, things can happen out here, man. It really can. This is a pretty secure lot. It's a pilot over here at Trenton, Monroe, or / Trenton, Michigan. That's pretty much where we're starting off, you know. And I was like, you know what? If you're going to play with my logs like that, you know, fuck your truck. I left that shit side of the road. You know what I mean? Right there side of the motherfucking road. You come and get it, bitch. And I sent him a message that says, you come get your truck. And I got out the fucking truck with my bag, called a fucking Uber, took a motherfucking Greyhound, chilled at the hotel, found me another motherfucking company I got lucky with this one. I really did. I'm really happy. I'm fucking excited. I'm so happy right now that I actually fucking made it. I'm actually cleaning this shit up. And I'm actually doing something. And nobody's gonna get in my fucking way and fuck up my logs and fuck up and sabotage my shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So we over here, we're running our first load. We're gonna be running our first load out of Warren, Michigan. It's a recyclable load. I think it's gonna be like aluminum, something like that. And it's heading to, which I really don't like hauling that type of shit, because all that shit gets in your trailer, and you got to handle your business with that, and clean out that trailer, because next load might be a food product, and you got to make sure it's clean, because they'll reject the trailer. So I got to handle that. Very easy, you got to handle your business out here and go places that are in spots that make sense to sweep out the trailer. You don't just fucking, like right now there's ain't shit back there but a gate. But I wouldn't throw large debris back there. You know what I mean? Truckers do that shit. I don't do that shit, man. Large debris, you know, I put it in a trash can or something like that, you know. But normally there's nothing like that. It's just mainly just fucking dust and dirt, whatever. And you just sweep that shit out with a push broom. Very simple, easy to do with these dry vans. So, you know, that's that business, man, you know. And we're heading to Pennsylvania. That's what we're heading to. And the load's got to get delivered tomorrow at 12 noon and stuff. So it's not far. Let me see. This is kind of like this is a nice ass tablet they got in here. This one's nicer than the other one. Pretty much that's where we're at now. Pretty much down here, like in Monroe, Trenton, Michigan. You can see like Trenton right there. I don't know if you can see it, but Trenton. It's kind of like where we're at. Off I-75 at the Pilot, also known as the Detroiter. Used to be known, called the Detroiter truck stop. But we're south of Detroit, about 30 miles. And we're going through Detroit up into I-75 North. We're going to get on 8 Mile Road. Ain't that something? We're picking up on 8 Mile Road, East 8 Mile Road in Warren, Michigan. So I kind of like picked this route, and I think it makes sense, you know. 8 Mile Road, you know, but you won't be able to turn directly in. You got to make what is known as a Michigan U-turn, and you go around. Nothing wrong with that. They have U-turns that's suitable for these trucks because they thought 8 Mile Road is a pretty big road. So it's a three lane, so 6-lane highway. It's a pretty big road. And you got all this room here. See all this room to make a U-turn? You could stick the truck in there and swing it in wide, you know, and come out wide as you possibly can. You know, that's what we're swinging into. Gotta look at all this shit, man. Look at all this shit. And this is one of them recycling places where I already got fuel already, because they weigh the truck before they load it, because they want to put as much as possibly they can. So I put fuel in the truck so they don't put me overweight. But I never fill my truck up all the way, and I never let my truck go empty all the way. I keep it like in the middle, in between those parts, in between the quarter empty or quarter full. It's always in between there, always, because of weight. And then once you hit that quarter tank, I don't play around. I don't push it. It's time to get fuel. You know, because you get out here, man, you don't know what's gonna happen. Traffic, fucking, who knows what. And you be out there fucking running out of fuel. You don't want that shit. Hell no. Hell no. We ain't got time for that shit. Hell no. To the nigga, no. So we gonna swing it in right here. And I'm looking at the property line. See, it's a recycling place. See all this shit? Fucking garbage. They're gonna bale it up in giant bales. And they're gonna put it on inside the dry van. And this is the shit that gets in the trailer that you gotta sweep out. You see kind of like the layout. It's kind of wonky, but I'm assuming that the loading is going to take somewhere right in here. When you come in here, there is a scale, like I said. That's a scale. So you will be weighing the truck first. Then you got to come around here. I hate driving in these places because all this garbage. And you got to make a fucking U-turn and then come in here. Then once they're done loaded, you probably 9 times out of 10 you got to go back on the scale, because it's for liability, so you're not over gross. Make sure you're not over gross. That's 80,000. So then, you know, we pretty much, after we get loaded, we say, hey, see you later, motherfucker. You know what it is. We're gonna go. The way I come in, shipper or receiver, is the way I go back out. I don't say, well, let me take this way this time and find out. You always go back the way you came, because you know 100% know that you went that way before, right? And if you know what, if you don't, sometimes you don't need to go back that way. If you notice something that happened, like traffic, a crash, whatever, you know, okay, I won't go back on 8 Mile Road west, go 8 Mile West, because right in here, oh, there's a crash or something. You know, there's a police chase. They shooting guns and shit like my road. I don't want to go that way. So then we go somewhere else, you know. But we always go back the way we came. That's how I roll. Because I know it's safe that way. I don't have to worry about restrictions. Truck-related restrictions. So then we get right back on that I-75 and shit. Oh, man. We roll back down here. And then we're going to roll down here to this Love's truck stop. Where the fuck is it? Somewhere in here. B. There it is, B. That's where we're going to weigh the truck again. I have to weigh it again because they're probably not going to tell me my axle weights. They're going to tell you gross, but not axle weights. So then I have to get out, adjust the tandems back and front, you know, whatever, and get back on there and get on the scale and blah, 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 scale the truck, because once we hit a weigh station, DOT, you overweight on the axles, get your ass a ticket. I never had one of them, so I don't want one, right? Then we get back on I-75, go south, hit Toledo, get on the toll road, Ohio toll road, I-80, I-90, you know, and pretty much head east, all the way east. You know, through Cleveland, to continue on east on I-80, continue on, all the way through here. This is pretty much like where I'm going, and I don't see this route that it's taking. I'm not taking that way. That's just not how you run the truck. You pretty much run, you always want to make sure you stay on the interstate, so we run I-80 all the way to I-81 and drop down south. And this is the truck stop that I'm going to park at. Pretty much, what the fuck is, I forgot the name of this town. And that's where I'm gonna park for the night and shit. And then, like, I'm gonna deliver over here. Where is this? I think it's further down. Oh, it's over this way. There we go. That Pennsylvania 61 right here. Pretty much like, there it is, Pottsville, fucking Pennsylvania. Are we going further south than that? I think so. Somewhere in here. I don't have it marked, but that's where we going now. Pottsville, motherfucker. Pennsylvania. Even United St. Clair, Pennsylvania, somewhere around that area. That we're going to deliver this load tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, that's the deal, man. That's what we gonna do. Shit. But that's about it for this video, man. That's a latest update. We're back on the road. Starting out in Michigan here, going to Pennsylvania. Deliver this shit tomorrow on Friday. This week's gonna be totally shit because their pay period ends on a Saturday, begins on a Sunday, right? So I'm just starting out. This is my first load, delivers on a Friday, and there's definitely not going to be any load deliver on Saturday, so I'll just get one load on this paycheck. So it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm sure they'll get me a load tomorrow, Friday, that runs through to the weekend and delivers on a Monday. You see, because also trucking industry also follows in with you know, warehousing and stuff. You know, people, they don't work on the fucking weekends. Some do, some don't, you know. So it is what it is, man. Shit. But I know people working in the fucking warehouses, you'd be like, fuck that, I don't give a fuck about that. I'll take my motherfucking time in this trucking shit, man. That motherfucker getting paid, sitting on his ass up there while I'm working down here, $15 an hour. You know, it's not cool to think that way because it's unfair, because, you know, it's all team effort here, man. I like this fucking seat, man. You press this button and it fucking just lifts you up, right? And it goes back to the setting you had it. Now I'm lift up in the air. And I mean, this motherfucker, this truck rides like a fucking Greyhound, man. Comfortable as fuck. And then when you want to get out the truck, because if I get off the seat goes up all the way. And it's hard to get your leg in between the steering wheel and the seat when you get in and out. So you just press the button again, and it goes to the bottom, goes to the floor, and then you can get in and out of the truck. And then when you're ready to go, shit, you press that little button. It puts me right back where I like it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Hope you guys have a good day. It's time to hit the road in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit. In the daylight, some other time, I'll show you the truck, man. It's a motherfucking grave digger. Big old green, lime green truck. You kind of can see the color right there. That's a big ass truck. But it is what it is, man. Y'all have a good day. Don't let nobody fuck you over in your shit.